Can we start off?
Yeah, where are the
One
other
of you all, can you just take up the Sergeant at Arms role?
I will take up, but I need the PPT.
Can we start off? Yeah, okay. Where are the others? Can we ask them to come and join in? Susan, can you ask the others to join in?
This is meeting number 29, right? Yeah.
Yes, Shweta, let's start. Can you all just put on the WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Shweta, you can start it.
Okay. Good evening, ladies. Today, I am Shweta, acting Sergeant at Arms at Rendezvous Toastmasters Club. I cannot replace Shweta Ajay, but today I'll be doing a little part to make to bring a smile on your faces. I was I've just shared a small thing with my ladies. I've made myself a cup of tea today. I feel so accomplished for this small achievement of mine. So try and yeah, so try to look into the positives in smaller things so that it motivates you to do bigger things in life. Yes, so now we have the club mission, which I want you all to repeat with me. I will be telling it loud. I request you all to go to mute. Okay. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Yes, today is meeting number 29, and yeah, for a smoother ongoing of the meeting, we have some set of ground rules. They are genuinely give applause to people whoever is speaking. There is a small chat box here, and you can text them personally whenever you feel that they are doing a great job. Please turn on your cell phones or put it on a silent mode so that you will not be disturbed from the meeting. You know the fire exit of your place, so please be careful, and in case of emergency, use it. We are refrained from using the 3 taboo topics. They are sex, politics, and religion. And yes, you have the reaction button in the right side bottom corner of the Zoom chat, of the Zoom interface. There you can use emoticons like claps or a smile or a heart or celebration. So you can express through those reactions. So today, as the acting Sergeant at Arms, I hand over the virtual stage to Toastmaster Anita Naidu, the president of Rendezvous Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sweta. A big round of applause to our acting Sergeant at Arms. Not very, very soon from today, we would be having our XCOM, the new XCOM taking over, and we will be seeing new things happening, new dimensions being created in this small little cute club. Nevertheless, the learning never stops, so let's keep learning as long as we can. And to take this further, I think most of us, no, all of us here are Toastmasters. Nevertheless, we all know that we know what's happening at our Toastmasters meeting every fortnight. And it's imperative for us to come here with an intention of, first and foremost, networking, Second thing, because it's virtual and we're not meeting physically, it's better to at least look at each other and see what new haircut or what new hair dressing style, or what are the different changes that we have adopted in the recent past, because 15 days is quite a gap for us, to catch up on how we've changed. So that is one reason, one very good reason for us to come back to meeting each other. And yes, every time we talk a line, a word, or more than that, we know that we are only going towards betterment. So I think let's make the most of these 2 hours. Nowhere else, not even in our own house, do we get the opportunity of talking and an intent audience listening to us, be it 5 to 7 minutes, or a table topics of 1 to 3, 2.5 minutes, or an evaluation of 2 to 4, 3.5 minutes. So I think it's a golden opportunity for each of us to come here and rant out your mind as much as you want. I'll just stop this share because it is not adding value to the meeting, anyways. And yes, oh, okay, we do have guests now. I can see a lot. Hemant, hi, how are you?
All good, all good.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Raji is also here. Hi, Raji.
Hi, Anita. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good.
Navnita, good evening.
Good evening, Anita.
Yeah, I'm so happy and glad that we're all, at least being, it's difficult for us to travel by car, bus, or whatever medium. But then it's so easy for us to just switch on a button and sit at your comfort of your home and be able to still network, look at each other. And as of now, I'm only looking at myself because all the rest of you have all switched off your videos. Can we have all the videos on just for the next 2 hours? Because it's quite a shame if somebody is talking and nobody's there to look at. Yes, that is fantastic. I'm not going to look at what background you all are sitting in, because I still remember Jisha with herself in the front and the boy always jumping in the backside. So these things are very common in this part of the world. So it's absolutely fine for all of us to be here with our families, with our cats, with our dogs, and whatever other things that you have all around you. So yes, Zamina, you can have your children sitting in one window if they have a phone or something. It's I mean, a welcome. Probably you could ask them something. It's fine, Hemant. Yeah, as long as I have these pretty ladies with their camera on, it's fine. Okay, we will adjust if the dashing men don't put their videos on. It's still good. Yes, we do have something nice coming up today. Something interesting coming up. We have 4 speeches, though we called it a marathon because we are a small club, and I mean a club with small strength but high power. That's what I believe. And when it is 4 speeches in a row, all we need to do is sit, relax, and enjoy them. So we're kind of all getting set up, and we don't have a TMOD as such today. I'm just a facilitator in today's meeting because we have distinguished Toastmaster Peter joining us in some time, and he said he'll be joining us by 6:15. So he, as you all know, he's a champion both in speech and in evaluation. So what better can we ask for an evening, for a weekend evening, than a learning from a person who's experienced, who can change your personality with his words, with his talk. So, taking this further, I would like to say this is our meeting number 29, and with the power vested in me as the president of this club, I declare this meeting number 29 open. I don't have the gavel with me, so still we're good to go. And incidentally, this happens to be the last meeting of with me as the president of this club. Very soon, the new club XCOM will be installed. We could have done it today, but Jisha is missing. So we want all our members to be here for this to be taken forward. And we'll just go ahead with the speeches because we don't have anything else lined up today, and I wouldn't want to waste anyone's time. Are the evaluators here? Manali is here. We have Zamina here. Shweta M is here. And okay, Peter has to join. Fine. Great. Do we have the speakers here? Narmeen is here. Chetna is here. Susan is here. And Nitya is here. So, which means we are good to go. Ladies, are we all ready? Get set, go. Yes. Do you all have your evaluation forms with you all? Right? Online or offline, whatever. Okay, so let's just begin today's session. We have the first speaker for the day, Toastmaster Nitya. Toastmaster Nitya, are you there? Toastmaster Nitya?
Yes.
Yeah, can we have your video on, dear?
Yeah. Just a second.
Sure. Okay. Toastmaster Nitya is attempting her level 1 project 2. Her evaluator is Toastmaster Manali. Toastmaster Manali, can we have your video on?
Yes.
Request please the role players to keep the video on. Toastmaster Manali, can you read out the objectives of Toastmaster Nitya's speech?
Okay. Hi everyone. Nitya is giving her L1 P1, and that the title of her speech is "Frustrated Mom." And the purpose of this speech is to present a speech on any topic and to apply the feedback for the second speech. And he should be giving the speech can be anything like humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. Okay, Nitya, are you ready?
Yes. Can I start?
1 second. Thank you, Manali. Toastmaster Nitya, her speech title is Frustrated Mom. Frustrated Mom, Toastmaster Nitya. And your time starts now.
Nitya! 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 Oh, fuck! She never listens to me. She always ignores me. She acts as if she has gone deaf when I'm talking to her. What do you think she's doing inside? Studying? Listening to online classes? No. She's scrolling Instagram. Okay. Right from the moment when this online classes started, her laptop is listening to her online classes and she is listening to Instagram classes. When I ask her, dear, why are you not listening to your classes? We are paying so much of fees. Please listen. She's like, Mom, don't restrict me to the four walls of a classroom. I can do much better when I am on internet. I can learn so much. When you can learn so much on internet, why am I paying so much of fees to your college? You think I'm rich? Maybe I'm just crazy, right? Okay. I left this. I was like, she's an adult. She can go through her examination and her studies. But when I ask her to come and help me, Nitya, please cut the vegetables. Dear, please go and off the stuff. No, she will not. She will remember right at that moment that she has to go and listen to her online classes. All at that time, she'll be scrolling Instagram. This Instagram has made my life miserable. Right from when this lockdown has started, she goes through Instagram all day and she'll come up with new ideas every day. For example, recently, she came up with an idea. Mom, let's redecorate our home. Let's give it a new paint. Let's buy new curtains, aesthetic colors. Let's give it a new vibe, Mom. New vibe? First, go and clean your bloody room. Your room is so dirty. It's like a garbage pit there. Even a bachelor's room is much tidier than my daughter's room. I just can't take it anymore. If I ask her, if I tell her, please clean your room, you have to be very organized. She's like, Mom, I am messily organized. You don't know anything. Messily organized? I don't get it. What is it? There are only two things. You can either be messy or organized. It's just out of my hands. I left it. I just forgot that her room is part of my home. Now I'm very peaceful with that idea. But this flow of ideas didn't stop with redecorating my home. It went to another level. Now she's obsessed with food. She goes to Instagram and searches different kinds of recipes and expects me to cook for her. Okay. It is, I can't explain. You people might be thinking I'm exaggerating. What is she asking you to cook? I will tell you an example. Recently, she asked me to cook a dish called Shah Thai. I was like, what? She was like, Mom, Shah Thai. It's a Thailand dish made by Shan community. It's an authentic dish, Mom. Prepare now. Shah Thai. Authentic dish. Thailand. I have never even been to Thailand. And she expects me to cook their authentic dish. Please give me a like if you all know the dish Shah Thai. I don't know, Papa. I thought, okay, maybe this is because of lockdown. She's not able to go anywhere. She's stuck. She's frustrated. But no, it didn't stop me at Shah Thai. She comes and asks me, Mom, can we have British breakfast today? Mom, what about Thai curry and rice? Mom, chole bhature ho jaye. All this in a day. I didn't even have so many cravings when I was pregnant with her. She wants to have a world tour in a day. See, don't get me wrong. I love cooking for my child. There is nothing else in the world I would love to do. But do you think she eats what I cook? No. What she does? She takes pictures. She uploads it on Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat with the hashtag foodie. Why am I cooking food? For your Instagram followers? I was so frustrated and so concerned about her at a time. I went and asked her, what is it up there? Why are you not eating? And what is this foodie? Is it a clinical disorder? She was like, Mom, foodie is a person who explores different kinds of foods and tastes. You don't understand anything. I was like, oh, you want to explore foods and different tastes. Acha. I have made the perfect dish for you, Nitya, today. The dish you have never tasted before. She was so excited. For the first time, her mom had prepared something without her asking me. She was like, Mama, tell me what is it? So it's like, dear, I have made bitter gourd curry too. You have never tasted it before. Go and enjoy your taste buds. What does she think? She can make a fool out of me? Her own mother? Talking about her obsessions during this lockdown is giving me a hard time. I really need a tea badly right now. I'll be back in just a second, okay? Mama, I have saw a new recipe in Instagram. Let's cook it now. What? This is a never-ending story. It's a vicious cycle. It keeps on going. Meet you all next time. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Nitya. That was hilarious. Now we move on to the next speaker, requesting all the Toastmasters to give your feedback, even the non-Toastmasters, in a private chat. That is Toastmaster Nitya, who has given her speech. So you could just send a private message to her, not in a public chat. Now we move on. Just give me a second. We have the next speaker in line, Toastmaster Susan. Toastmaster Susan, are you ready?
Ready?
I have to read out the purpose statement.
Yeah. Just give me a second. Yes. Yeah. Toastmaster Susan is attempting her level 1 project 3, which is research and presenting. Her evaluator is Toastmaster Shweta. Toastmaster Shweta, can you read out the objectives, please?
Yes. Good evening, Toastmasters. Today I will be evaluating Toastmaster Susan. She is attempting her L1 P3 research and presentation. Her title is Magic of Music Therapy. And the purpose statement is, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn and review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech of any topic. Her speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. So please, the timer note the timings. It's 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Susan. Over to Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shweta. Toastmaster Susan, Magic of Music Therapy. Magic of Music Therapy, Toastmaster Susan. The stage is yours.
Good evening, distinguished guests, DTM Peter, and my dear fellow Toastmasters. Let me share the screen. Please let me share the screen. The magic of music therapy. Music expresses that which cannot be put into words and that which cannot remain silent, says Victor Hugo. Music is the language of spirit. It opens the secret of life, bringing peace, abolishing strife, says Khalil Gibran. Music is the wine that fills the cup of silence, and music is love in search of words. Sounds are all around us. There are birds chirping, there are waves lapping against the coastline, and there are cars honking in traffic. But sounds, when put together in meaningful ways to create a specific atmosphere, to share an emotion or an idea or a thought in organized method, then you have what you call music. Music has profound effect on both the emotions and the body. Faster music can make you feel more alert and concentrate better. Upbeat music can make you feel more optimistic and positive about life. And music with a slow tempo can make you feel so calm at mind and relax your muscles, removing the stress of the day and giving you that soothing effect. Music, therefore, helps you in relaxation and stress management. Now let's see what is music therapy. What is music therapy? It is a clinical usage of music where one accomplishes individual goals such as reducing stress, improving one's mood, or stress reduction. It is an evidence based therapy which is well established in the health community. In order to participate in music therapy, one need not have any background in music. But to be a music therapist, you have to have a master's degree in music therapy, which means you have to be specialized in medicine, in music, and in psychology. Now let's see the benefits of music therapy. Music therapy can help you psychologically, physically, spiritually, cognitively, and socially. Let us see some of the benefits of music therapy. It lowers the blood pressure, it improves the memory, enhances the communication and social skills when you experience music together with people around you. Then it helps in self reflection where you observe the thoughts and the emotions. Then it helps in reducing the muscle tension. It helps in self regulation where one develops healthy coping skills to monitor your thoughts and emotion. It helps in increased motivation and managing pain and increasing joy. So these are the benefits of music therapy. Now, who requires music therapy? People of all background, all ages, and all culture respond to music and therefore for music therapy. Let us see some of the notable groups who are being helped by music therapists all over the world. Military service members and veterans. Back in the year 1945, when there was war declared in the United States War Department, music therapy was introduced and formally defined within the army hospitals to help military service members recover faster. Then you have people with autism spectrum disorder, people with Alzheimer's disease who are being cured using music therapy. Then there are victims of trauma and crisis, those who are physically ill, and individuals with mental health disorders and people with chronic pain. Finally, what happens during music therapy? During music therapy, the brain itself literally changes. There are several neurochemicals that are being generated when you turn on the music, like cortisol, like uh, serotonin, like dopamine. Yes, these chemicals that is introduced into your system will make you feel more at ease and more comfortable. Now let's see how it is being introduced in the system. That is by creating music. That is, you create a compose a music, sing a music, listen to the music, move to music. That can be simply by moving your toes along with the music, or a well coordinated dancing for a well coordinated dance. Then discussing lyrics, playing an any instrument like uh, piano, drums, or uh, guitar. You can play any instrument of your choice. The final takeaway, my friends, is that music has a powerful influence all over the nation. It boosts your memory, builds task endurance, lightens your mood, reduces anxiety and depression, stave off fatigue, improve your response to pain, and help you work out more effectively. So I encourage you all to eat music, drink music, and enjoy music. Over to the Toastmaster of the day. I mean, Anita. Over to Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you so much. Can we have the sharing stopped?
I'll stop the sharing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Susan. Now we move on, but before that, once again requesting everyone to share your feedback with the speaker directly. Toastmaster Susan has just delivered her speech on research and presenting. So please share your feedback on directly to her chat window. Yes. Now we move ahead. Next in the line is Toastmaster Narmeen. Toastmaster Narmeen, are you ready for your speech? Toastmaster Narmeen?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. Just give me a second. Okay.
Toastmaster Narmeen. Yeah, not a problem. Toastmaster
You can hear me?
Yes. Toastmaster Narmeen is attempting her level 1 project 2 second speech. She has already completed her first speech and she is repeating the speech with the recommendations from the first evaluator. Toastmaster Narmeen, her evaluator today is Toastmaster Zamina. Toastmaster Zamina, can you read out the objectives, please?
Yes. Toastmaster Narmeen, she'll be doing her second speech of evaluation and feedback. And the purpose of this speech is for her to demonstrate that she has applied the feedback received from her first speech. That's all. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zamina. Toastmaster Narmeen, a journey in the holy month of Ramadan. A journey in the holy month of Ramadan. Toastmaster Narmeen. Toastmaster Narmeen, your time starts now.
As soon as we hear the sound of Allahu Akbar, we all run chaotically in the house looking for the nearest water bottle or the biggest glass of juice. But a few minutes before that, you will see everybody sitting quietly, anxiously, looking at their watch, waiting for that call of prayer. But for me, I'll be running around myself in the kitchen, trying to make sure that I've wrapped the sambusa, or I've heated the soup, or I finished my hummus. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. We do, as a Muslim, complain every once in a while about the exhaustion and tiredness that sometimes Ramadan can bring along with it. But for me, Ramadan is the best month in the year. For me, Ramadan is an every night of family fiesta. I don't get to see my parents throughout the year except once a week. But in Ramadan, I get the pleasure of their company almost every night, along with my sisters. That is what makes Ramadan very special. It makes Ramadan a family month. But because Ramadan is very special for us, we celebrate the coming of the Ramadan 15 days before it arrives. So on the 15th of Sha'ban, and that is an Islamic month, we make sure that we're all celebrating and announcing the upcoming of the holy month of Ramadan. You will see the kids running in the neighborhood, wearing their very colorful clothes, carrying their sack, and mothers will be getting their big buckets of sweets and big jar of juice ready for them. And they'll be running next to each other, knocking doors and getting their biggest share of sweet. And they will be singing their beautiful song of Atuna Haqqil Layla. That is, give us our share of the night. And we will make sure that we're giving them that share. The beauty of the giggles of the kids make that night very special. But the first night of Ramadan, or the first day of Ramadan, me will be definitely struggling. Headache, craving for my amazing, beautiful coffee in the morning, getting my tiredness every once in a while. So throughout the years, I've learned to do certain stuff, certain tips to make sure that I avoid all that tiredness. I'll make sure I will wake my kids up 30 minutes before dawn prayer. I'll make sure that I'm stuffing them with food, making sure they drink as much water as they can, and then send them to their room. I'll be taking my 15 minutes of break. That will be my big mug of coffee, along with 2 Panadols, to make sure I'm clearing my head the next morning. And then I'll be running around my kids, making sure that they're drinking their last sip of water, assuring that they will not be thirsty the next morning. It's a very nice feeling when you go around the kids in the house, trying to make sure that they're eating enough, they're drinking enough. And then I make sure that they do their dawn prayer, and then shift them back to their room to make sure that they're taking at least 2 hours of sleep. But by 7 o'clock a.m., we'll be all up and running, ready to work or ready to school. But the best part of Ramadan is that, if you all know, we work only 6 working hours, but that's for men. For us mothers, our first shift will finish the first 6 hours, and then our next shift will start. That second shift is going to be all about cooking and all about spending it in the kitchen. It's not bad, we shouldn't be complaining. But I make sure that I take my 2 hours nap. Otherwise, I'll be cranky throughout the day. This year, I had to host my family most of the days of Ramadan. That's a pleasure. But they shouldn't expect from me to be an amazing chef. I just cook for them, starters, main dish. For sweet, kindly bring it with you when you come, because I'm a very bad person when it comes to cooking sweets. I love Ramadan. Ramadan changes my routine. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Because it brings with it the taste of family, love, good deeds, thinking about others more than yourself. The end of Ramadan, we always give donation for people with less privilege. And that is a token of appreciation. That is an understanding of what hunger can make in a human being. Ramadan makes me feel that I'm surrounded by love and family. And that is something we need to remember every once in a while. We need to remember that we are blessed. We're blessed with our families. We're blessed to have food on the table. You know what? We should be thankful whether we are having food on the table or we don't. We are having our families to support us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Narmeen. That is quite a revelation from a mother's side. And now we move on to the next speaker. Once again, reminding everyone, leave your feedback. Feedback is the most powerful food a speaker can get. Nutritious food, I should say. Now we move on to the next and the final speaker for the day, Toastmaster Chetna. She is attempting, I think the agenda tells something different, but she is attempting a level 3 project 1, the mandatory project in level 3, which is reaching a consensus. And her evaluator today is none other than District 109 evaluation champ for the year 2021, DTM Peter. DTM Peter, you have to excuse me for not reading out your surname because I don't want to make a mistake. Yes, and with virtual applause and real applause from my end, welcome you to read the objectives of Toastmaster Chetna's speech today.
Okay, thank you. I'm happy to be here and happy to see some familiar faces. And I'm very happy that DTM Anita asked me to take this role. It's a challenging role, but that's what life is about. You've got to face challenges and take them as they come. So before I go into saying certain things about this project, as far as the evaluation sheet is concerned, just let me kindly bring to your attention the understanding of this project. This is a 20-minute speech. I repeat, this is a 20-minute speech. And actually the speaker is attempting to bring about consensus in a decision-making situation. So I don't know anything about how the speaker has set up the project, to be honest with you, but I presume, I imagine that the speaker has some speakers and they are debating and discussing a particular issue. And the speaker's role is to be a facilitator of this consensus, discussion, issue, debate. So in other words, the speaker, who is a facilitator, is supposed to bring together all these different voices, these different opinions, into some final ultimate agreement. So you want to think of the speaker as a kind of UN ambassador. So she has at the table like various countries who have issues, you know, like bilateral agreements and issues on borders, disputes, whatever it is. I don't know what the issues will be. We'll soon find out. And it is the job of the consensus facilitator to create that final come together agreement where all the parties ultimately somehow shake hands. Okay, so it's going to be an interesting experiment, if you like. So I'm also interested in seeing how the speaker pulls this through. Okay, because we live in a world where there's a lot of disagreement, as you know, and the speaker is going to be the UN ambassador here. Now, a couple of things we need to mention here about this project. As I said, this is a 20-minute speech project. The speaker, as DTM Anita said, is doing the Path Effective Coaching, Level 3, Project 1. And the time at 20 minutes, timer, please note this. The time, I believe, would work well if we give the speaker a green at 15, an amber at 17, and a red at 20. I repeat, green at 15, amber or yellow at 17, and red at 20. The speaker must also use 2 to 3 minutes to conclude. So in other words, I've mentioned 17 minutes to raise the yellow light so that the speaker then knows the speaker must start concluding because conclusion is part of this project. Okay, speaker, are you okay with that? Where is my speaker?
Yes,
Madam Toastmaster Chetner, are you okay with that? Does that make sense for you?
Yes. Thank you so much, DTM Peter. There's just one query. Is
Please.
it after 20 minutes I have to sum it up, or within 20 minutes I have to conclude?
Well, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, you're the expert on the project, but the evaluator sheet says 20 minutes, 2 to 3 minute closing statement. So are you saying you're asking for 23 minutes?
Yes, that should be it, Peter.
23 minutes. Okay, so then we go with, let's say then 15 green, 20 amber, and then the red will come up, 15 green, we'll do 18 amber, 20 red, and then you have 3 minutes to do your conclusion. Are you okay with that, speaker?
Yes,
So let me repeat that for the timer so there's no misunderstanding. 15 green, 18 amber, and 20 red. At that point, the speaker has 3 minutes to wrap it up. Are we all okay with that?
Yes.
Timer, has that been noted?
Yes, what I would do as a timer is that after 20, I will start counting her, changing the color code once again so that she gets a hint. So because she's got 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to make it 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, all right. So after the red goes up, you've got the 1, the 2, and the 3, the green, the amber, and the red, at which you have to finish up. Okay, all right. Now, let me give you the speech objectives here. As you can understand, this is a bit of a complicated project and an extended one. So this is why I'm giving the background information to everyone. So the purpose of the project is for the member to work with a group to practice reaching consensus, which is basically agreement on any topic. Okay, so with that, speaker, best of luck. The floor is yours and we are all ears.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Peter. Toastmaster Chetna, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Toastmaster Chetna. Toastmaster Chetna, you can begin now.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anita and Toastmaster Peter, for the introduction. Last week, a message popped in my phone window. It was the message from our club's president, DTM Anita, on our club's WhatsApp group, which was a proposal to open our exclusive Ladies Toastmaster Club to both the genders for membership. And this message immediately grabbed everyone's attention and led to chaos in the group. Some members were strongly opposing the proposal, while some were positively in favor, while some remained neutral to either. I could clearly see disparity or clash of thoughts among members. I just thought to myself, why not take this real life situation for my upcoming project? I took permission from my mentor and quickly grabbed the opportunity to take it as a project for reaching consensus, where I will play the devil's advocate. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, esteemed guests, and a very warm welcome to DTM Peter, and a heartfelt thanks for attending the Speak Marathon at Rendezvous Toastmaster Club. So the idea behind today's project is of developing an alignment of purpose. Consensus is when everybody in the room reaches the same place, making same decision and are in total agreement. Today, we have our club mentor, Toastmaster Navneeta, and our club president, DTM Anita Naidu, present here. I, Chetna Kiran, am taking the independence to take our club issue as my project to reach a consensus with our club members. So to begin with the introduction, Rendezvous is a converted or rescued club, which was indeed started as an exclusive all-women's club to upskill women to meet the evolved needs and hone their communication skills. When we started, it was good 15 members count, but because of the pandemic followed by a lot of layoffs and people movement, we lost few members. Some joined their own corporate clubs and we lost a couple of more. And overall, things did not work in our favor. Today,
as we are standing on the threshold of witnessing the first anniversary of our club, we are also witnessing some challenges. That is the membership count. We have very low number of members. As a member of the forthcoming ExCom, I understood from the current executive committee that the structure of the club clearly needs a revisit. For the discussion today, I have our energetic club members who are intelligent, who think very differently, and some of them even represent the current club executive committee. Thank you so much to all of you for being a part of this project. So tonight, I would like to find a consensus, if I can, on how to proceed with improving the club membership level for our Rendezvous Toastmaster Club. The solution that has been considered and suggested by the current executive committee is to open the club for membership for both the genders. Besides increasing the members count, some of the reasons to support these proposals are, number one, it is good for the club to have more variety in terms of speakers having different mindset. Number two, members from different genders will add new perspective, making us brainstorm and debate in a much more better way. And number three, speaking in a bi-gender club will help each member to overcome the fear or inhibition of speaking in front of bigger variety of audience. So now, to proceed with the process, first of all, I would like to have a vote of our club members to understand who stand by this proposal of opening the club for membership for both the genders and who do not support. Can I have a raise of hand who all support the proposal? Okay, I take a note. Okay, so we have Toastmaster Narmin, Toastmaster Nitya, Toastmaster Anita, Toastmaster Sweta are in favor. Now, may I know who all are not in support of the proposal? May I have a raise of hand who do not support? Okay, I can see Toastmaster Zamina. Let me take a note, and Toastmaster Suzanne. Okay. Okay, so we have 5 pro and 2 anti members for the proposal. Now, to begin with, let us hear from one of the affirming team members. Toastmaster Shweta, can you explain what are your reasons to support this motion?
Good evening, Toastmaster Chetna. I am Toastmaster Shweta here. Today the proposal is, we have 3 points in the proposal. One is to bring more variety of speakers. The second point is get members from various genders. The third point is having members from various genders helps us overcome fear and inhibition, and I affirm it because as a ladies club, I've been here for almost 8 months now, and I have grown a certain kind of comfort zone here. And I know how each and every person reacts to my speech or my kind of inputs. And this comfort zone has stopped or has been a break to my creativity, because I know how you people respond. So I've stopped thinking beyond a certain level. Now, if this goes to a bilingual club, I think I might come out of my cocoon and my comfort zone, just because I have various kinds of variety perspectives, and maybe I can expand my horizons to reach more public, and I can have different perspectives and different kinds of feedback from various kinds of people.
True. Yeah. Yes, so you mean to say it's no more challenging and it's repetitive. Great, you are right, Toastmaster Shweta. I would like to hear from Toastmaster Zamina, who is not in favor of the proposal. Toastmaster Zamina, what is your take on this?
Hi, Toastmaster Chetna.
Hello.
Yeah, what I feel is that as you have mentioned in the beginning, like Toastmasters Club is to upskill women and to develop the skill. I mean, their communication skills and so on. So when the women's brains are it's wired in such a way that they find it more comfortable to speak in their own in their they find it more comfortable when they are within their like-minded people, like more when there is a woman around, the women feel more comfortable to speak up. So especially the women who are beginners in this field, they would they find it more easier to open up to speak initially when there is women around.
True. You mean to say it would stop them for making a start if they are not comfortable with the environment?
Subconsciously, they're afraid that they might say something wrong. So these women, they would remain silent.
Somewhere we have to stop feeling conscious when the opposite gender is. So we need to make a beginning. What do you all think? What do you think, Manali and Narmeen?
Actually, that is what Zamina, we feel conscious when we speak in front of other part, right? Other gender, like, so that is the consciousness we need to remove. That is what I even in the favor of like we should go like that. See, yeah, I am born and brought up in a my school was all girls school, so I have this hesitation from my beginning of my start of the school. That's why my purpose of joining the Toastmaster was to have a mix, a diversity of a club, because I am very hesitant to speak even in front of my coworker because of the same thing, because I have never even said a prayer in the front of my coworker, like opposite gender. So my hesitation is that. So even and even if we are like a mix now, where we will be having a cooperation and we will be having a healthy competition also. So that is what this thing need to be removed. The problem which you are saying is also my problem.
Yeah, so we should have a healthy mix of it so that everyone can work on their inhibitions. I would like to hear here from our VPPR, who knows situation better than you, Toastmaster Suzanne. What do you have to say about improving our club membership count? How can we work upon that?
Personally, I feel intimidated and fearful and nervous when I face audience. Facing people itself was a great fear in me. I prefer with my whole heart to speak with female gender people, because especially in India, we are brought up in conservative family system where they insist to mingle more within our own gender. So there is the kind of fear that is installed in our systems right from the beginning. And now, if facing people itself is hard, so speaking publicly is like a terror. I was even afraid whether my legs will shake, my face will tremble, my first speech in my first speech.
But you are a working professional, Toastmaster Suzanne.
So what I want to tell you is that when I joined the club just because it was a female online club, and there are several other females like me who insist that they will have this kind of inhibition and fear, and they need to get over it initially, at least within a female club. So there can be many other females who are like me, who have this inhibition.
But I would like to ask, don't you feel male
And
members can have
one
their
more thing is that
inhibitions?
women can be more like-minded and more understanding. And how will I ever speak before men? That is my fear. And will they not judge me and make me feel, make fun of me, make comments?
Exactly. On this note, I would say, Toastmaster Suzanne, which better platform than Toastmasters, which is a non-judgmental platform? Why not try it out, and you can use that skill in your work profile?
But as
Isn't
VP
it?
membership, if the survival of the club itself is at stake, then we will have to think of other ways. I have my own suggestions. Maybe we can let men join, but conduct meeting at different time slots, or practically we can try to include more female members instead of men.
But Susan, if you're scared of judgment, then how can you survive? Like, this is the most non-judgmental platform you have right here. And if you are not able to face people here, I don't think it is possible to overcome your fear of being judged by people. I think opening up to various genders would help you overcome your fear. Because this is a platform of
Definitely, I am
mutual
here to
growth.
overcome my fears. But then I am very sure that if initially I have experienced what I have undergone is that you know, I feel more comfortable within the same gender.
So as you suggested, Toastmaster Suzanne, working on separate meetings is definitely not viable, because as a member, we are supposed to attend the meetings and we cannot have separate meetings for that. And I think we surely can work upon our inhibitions, at least on this platform. I would like to hear from other supportive members as well. Toastmaster Narmin, what is your take on this proposal?
I'm in favor of the proposal. I'm 100% in favor of the proposal. And of course, I agree with all my fellow Toastmasters in their discussion. I do feel comfortable more to be around ladies. I can dress up comfortably. I can speak comfortably. So it is more fun to be around ladies. We can even discuss lady stuff. But, you know, the objectives of me joining Toastmaster is to improve my public speaking. I want to be a more confident person in speaking to all genders, men or women. So avoiding speaking in front of men or keeping it away from our platform is not going to help me to improve my public speaking. I'm still in my, you know, first stage at Rendezvous and Toastmasters in general. But I think I will reach to a similar situation where Sweta is going through now. She's feeling she's not challenged because she's already comfortable with the members of Toastmasters.
But don't you feel, Toastmaster Narmin, at the initial stage, when these women have joined with that intention of having all women's club, don't you think in the initial level it will stop their growth if we change it to all?
No, Chetna. I think we work with men, we live with men, we challenge them at work. The only thing is that we do that as part of our daily work. It becomes part of us. But when it comes to public speaking or, you know, addressing a huge number of people, it becomes really difficult.
If I have to sum it up, going by the assessment of being both the teams, what I understand that we all agree that we need to work upon the structure of the club and we need to increase the club membership, right? We all agree to that. But the opinion where we all differ is to whether to open it for the male members or not. If I have to open the poll for discussion, what are the possible strengths of both the alternatives? I would like to hear from all the members. I would request our club mentor as well and our president to please take a part in the discussion. What could be the possible plus points for both the alternatives? What are the strengths of opening it for the male members and what are the strengths of keeping it exclusive women's club? Toastmaster Navneeta, Toastmaster Anita.
Hi, Chetna. And everyone,
Hello.
Good evening. Thanks for the opportunity in giving me my opinion. So I come from a club where both the genders meet, and I take a great advantage of being part of the club. Because you know, when we restrict it only to ladies, probably our domains are very much restricted. And if there are more members in the club, including men, they work in different fields, including civil, mechanical, and everything. And with that, they come with a different perspective, just like how Chetna had highlighted in her speech, in the start of the speech. So that is one thing. And then we can get a variety of feedback from when people are more. So that is another advantage I would see. And coming to the disadvantage, why it should not be open to men, honestly speaking, I mean, with due respect to all the members who felt like this will be a comfort zone, and you can learn to speak along with ladies. With all due respect, I don't think so we can ever improve our public speaking skills if it is only confined to women's club. For example,
absolutely, I agree with you, Toastmaster Navneeta. We cannot confine at least this club, which is a learning club. I would like to ask Toastmaster Zamina, who opposes the proposal. Can I ask for the suggestion? What do you feel how we can move forward, including in increasing club membership strength? What do you think would be the solution for that?
Of course, we should work more. That is what I feel like we should be working. We should network more, and we should introduce our club to others. Like, there'll be women. What I feel is there are other clubs here as well with other gender. For Toastmasters club. So this club is reserved only for women only club. So there are many women who are searching for these kind of clubs. I think if we network more, we'll be able to get such kind of people.
You feel we all can work towards adding more women members to the club?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. As per the discussion going on and weighing both the teams, I would like to suggest, going by the assessment, I propose to have a merged alternative, and which combines the key strength of both the alternatives. So if I may rephrase the proposal, for the next one trimester, which is from July to September, we will have a trial period where we will keep the club structure undisturbed. And as agreed by all of us, we will add minimum one member each to the club, right? So we are expecting good 8 more members, which is 100% increment in our membership, which will help in addressing the low membership count issue. I hope everyone agrees with that. Okay, so if we get successful in doing that, well and good. Otherwise, if we are not able to reach this goal, we will move on to the next alternative, that is to open the club for male members also. As I got to know from the current president, is already having prospective members to join the club under her mentorship. So we can have good number of members. So is that agreed proposal by all of us? Having a trial period for 3 months and giving our best to increase the club membership. Otherwise, the club goes for both the genders for the membership. I would like to take a final vote on this solution from all the members who all agree to this proposal. May I have a raise of hand for that, please? Okay, Toastmaster Suzanne, Toastmaster Zamina agrees, Toastmaster Manali. Great, so okay. I clearly can see we all agree with the merged alternative. And I would like to say and congratulate all of you that we have finally, with the merged alternative, reached a consensus. And I, Chetna Kiran, aspiring EXCOM member, have reached a consensus to have a trial period for 3 months, where we are going to use these points, aiming towards increased membership strength, feeling to which the club will be open for both the genders undebatably. So congratulate everyone. And that was indeed an awareness creating session. I'm so thankful to all of you for your active and crucial participation. The exercise in itself attempts to understand different perspectives and solicit ideas from everybody involved. And in the process, we all tried to put ourselves in others' shoes with empathy and openness to accept the change. The session was self-reflective, honest, and made us listen to others. And the best part is it combines everybody's best idea and enables everyone's equal participation. Reaching consensus is the activity which made us as a group challenging and supporting each other and changing attitude and behavior so we all can be empowered. So to all the members, congratulations, we reached a consensus and each member equally hopeful, energized, and committed to work towards a common goal for the club. I'm sure it creates a sense of cohesiveness and collaborative spirit, which will be beneficial for the club in times to come. As discussed, this will be recorded and circulated to all the members by the ExCom. Very good luck to all of you. Over to you, Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetna. I would not comment, and I would leave this for the evaluator to take it up when he is evaluating. Please leave your feedback in the private chat box of Toastmaster Chetna, who's just completed Reaching a Consensus project. Now we will just have a small break of 5 to 7 minutes for table topics so that the evaluators can gear up to give their evaluation. So evaluators, you can be there if you've completed your evaluation forms, or else you can just take a break from the table topics. We have Toastmaster Amita, today's very impromptu table topics master. She's just been appointed during the meeting. So Toastmaster Amita cannot come on video because she's using a very old gadget. So let's ask her to at least open up her mic. Toastmaster Amita, are you ready with the topics?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much for supporting us. Yes, Toastmaster Amita, you can take it from here. Explain to us what table topics is, and you can then invite people over.
Good evening, everyone.
Amita, 1 second, I just forgot. The timers report, I think all the speakers have met their timing. Toastmaster Nitya, 5 minutes, 53 seconds. Toastmaster Susan was 6 minutes, 30 seconds. Toastmaster Narmeen was 6 minutes, 40 seconds. And Toastmaster Chetna was 24 minutes, 20 seconds. So she just hit it there. I'm going to open up the polls in a short while. Toastmaster Amita, the stage is yours.
Thank you, DTM Anita. I'm going to be the table topics master for this evening. Table topics, what is table topics? Table topics helps members practice the art of improvisation and also helps us think on our feet. This helps us to develop 4 vital communication skills. That is listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. So I just have some impromptu topics with me. I would like members to volunteer, or I can pick them up otherwise. Okay. Can I request our guest? I see Banani Roy Chaudhary. Can I request Banani?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'm sorry, even I can't open my video. If you're fine with this, I have no problem.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So
tell me your topic.
Yeah, the topic is, if I could only eat 3 foods forever, what would they be for you?
Well, good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Banani Rai Chaudhary. I'm a proud member of Dubai Legends Toastmasters Club. Yes, Miss Amita, a very interesting topic. If you tell me what are the 3 foods you would like to take, the first thing, being a Bengali, is coming Ilsa fish in my mind. Well, whatever it is, if I see a piece of fish, I go crazy and I jump out and I take it. So the first one is a fish. And again, having a bong tradition, rasgulla is the second item which I would like to have it in my mouth after the fish. Well, that's the second item. Third one is, being in the Gulf for so many years, I would always prefer kebabs. And the other, I like Miss Narmeen mentioned in her speech that just when she breaks her fast, she goes to the kitchen cooking those interesting food items. Yes, of course. It's an endless list. At the moment, the list is not coming into my mind, but anything related to kebabs and anything related to the, especially when it comes to the Lebanese item, I again go crazy. So overall, I can tell you that fish with a sweet tooth, rasgulla, and anything from the Lebanese item. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Banani. That was a delectable evening for everyone, I guess. Thank you so much. Okay, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Asha, if you would like to attend the next table topic.
Yes, all right, I'll attend.
Thank you. Yeah, the topic would be your favorite day of the year. Your favorite day of the year, Toastmaster Asha.
Good evening, Topics Master and Toastmasters. My favorite day of the year, or days if possible, is whenever I fall sick. Because that is the time when I have the perfect excuse to take rest. I don't know how many of you know it, this is for all the mothers out there. You think you have to take care of your children when they are sick, and you have to. You have to take care of them when they have to go to school, when they are sick, when you have to feed them, when you need to buy them clothes, when they are attending new programs. But do you know who is the biggest child of all? Yes, your husbands, the men of the family. You will not believe that they are more childish than even your 3-year-old kid. And the only time when you can get a break in this is if you fall sick. Now, I don't know about all of you girls, but for many of us, I mean, some of us, we are good at feeling headaches or, telling we have a back pain, or if you're working, to say that you have to stay overtime at work. But having said that, if you don't have any of these excuses, the only thing that you can do is feign that you're sick or not well at all. And if you're good in acting, you can even do a sneezing, you can do a bad cough, you can multiple things. So if I am an expert in this, and trust me, falling sick is one of the best days of the year for me. And if all of you need excuses on how to pretend to fall sick, just come and meet me. And you can ask DTM Anita as well. She will give you my number. Over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Toastmaster Asha. This is more than what I expected. Okay. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Abdul Sattar to attempt the next table topics.
Dr. Sattar, DTM is our incoming director.
Sorry, DTM Abdul
Good evening,
Sattar.
everyone.
Good evening.
I knew that I knew that my sixth sense told me that I'm coming up next.
Yeah, because all are done with the project speeches. Okay.
I'm ready. Shoot your question, please.
I would like to ask you a job that you would love to have.
What is it?
A job that you would love to have, other than your
A job, is it?
A job, yeah.
Can I start?
Yes, yes, yes.
Am I loud and clear?
Yes.
A job is essential for survival. Each and everyone is looking for one to make their way easier, especially during these difficult times. It's so difficult to find a job that you wish you have. And every new generation is preparing for that dream job that one day they will start doing and make their life happier and fun-filled. To tell you frankly, in the current scenario, any job is a good job. But if you ask me what is a dream job, definitely I would say again and again that it is my doctor's job. I'm able to treat a lot of people. I'm basically an orthopedic surgeon by profession. I'm able to treat a lot of people. I'm able to alleviate pain of so many people, and I'm able to support mentally and for their survival during the difficult times. And every day I see a patient, I treat a patient, I feel so happy. Let me tell you a short story. I had a patient who met with an accident. He was supposed to get chopped off both his legs. We advised the same to save his life. But what he said was, I will not allow to chop my legs. And his determination surprised us. He came in with totally damaged legs, but he walked out at the end of 3 months from the ward, walking on his own legs, of course with crutches. But still, you are very, very surprised to see the way he has improved, the way he persisted for his goal, the way he survived his damaged legs, the way he came out from this, because he had many times he was infected, many times he was given blood transfusion, many times we thought that he's gone. And he came as a chubby guy and went out like a lean, thin person. But still he achieved his goal. He really determined, we really achieved, we were very happy to see this thing. That's why I say, if you ask me, what is my dream job? I'll say again and again that I would like to be a doctor. And that is my best profession. Over to you, topic master.
Wow, it was really heart touching, and I really truly appreciate that. Can we move? Okay, I'll move on to the next. Whom should I?
We're running short of time.
Are we? Should I stop here?
Yeah, in case we have time, we'll get back to after the evaluation.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Are the evaluators ready? Can we have a show of hands from the evaluators? Okay, guys. Do I add myself to the spotlight or just leave it as it is? Can you all see me as a timer? I think you all can pin me in case you all need to. Yeah. Thank you so much, DTM Satar. And I'm saying thank you because in case you need to leave in between, I need to thank you before you leave. Yeah. Yeah. So now we move on to the evaluation section. In the evaluation segment, we have 4 evaluators all set to evaluate our very confident speakers tonight. To begin with, we have Toastmaster, Toastmaster Manali, right? Toastmaster Manali, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Am I audible?
Yes, Toastmaster Manali is going to evaluate our Toastmaster Nitya. Toastmaster Nitya's speech, I'm sorry. Toastmaster Manali, your time starts now.
Yeah. I'm audible, right? Yeah, I can start here. Yeah. Okay. Hi Nitya, you have given a wonderful speech. First of all, it was very difficult for me to guess this is your first speech here. I was like very shocked because you were very confident. And I really like your confidence, and hand movements were awesome. And I really like the way you dress up like for the speech, and it was like I can actually have when I was looking at you, I can actually, even though you wouldn't have speak, I can get you from your dress, you were like frustrated mom. And the speech was well presented. I even like the content, it was well organized. And I also like the way you use the insta hashtags we use like recently, like foodie. This was also very nice. And also apart from this, like you use the props also, like to demonstrate, like at the end you come with the utensil and show like what mom used to do, like we all used to do sometimes. Yeah, so I really like that. And also I like the sentence, like you like to put humor with the sentence, like this type of craving I never had when I was pregnant also. So this is also very good sentence you use for comparison, and this make all of us laugh. And you use very good terminology also, like clinical disorder. So that was very good. And apart from this, like overall it was very good speech. And I really feel like I never feel like this is your first time, but yeah, it was a very good effort, and I really liked it. And but the only thing I was feel it's missing is like this is a like you like suppose your daughter was replying and you were saying I just need one little pause. There was little I don't see a break. Rest of all everything was clear, but little break we should I think you if you would have given it will be wonderful. And rest all everything was fine. Thank you, Nitya. Yeah. Hand over to you, Toastmaster Anita. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manali. We move on now. The next evaluator is Toastmaster Susan's evaluator, which is Toastmaster Shweta. Toastmaster Shweta, your time starts now.
Good evening, everybody. Today, my target speaker, Susan, is delivering her L1P3 research and presentation, and her topic is Magic of Music Therapy. Susan, let me tell you, your voice was so related to music. I mean, your pace had rhythm, trust me. So when you went on saying music is the wine that fills the cup of silence and music is the love in search of words, I could really feel it. Your voice had so much feel. It touched me. Now sounds are all around us. There are birds chirping and there are cars honking in the traffic. But sounds put together, one second. But sounds put together in meaningful ways to create music, your words have put together to make proper sense. One minute. I'm so sorry for that. I had polls up. Yeah. You've put your words in such a sensible manner that it sounded like music. Your introduction was like a fast music because we all were alert of what Susan is going to tell. And then your body was like the body of the speech was like a beat music because it was very optimistic and positive. And then your conclusion was like a slow tempo, calm, relaxing, and soothing. You started off with a definition and a quote, which added value to your speech. But if I'm not being very harsh, I felt it was very ambiguous because you started off saying that music therapy need no background in music, but later on you stated that it requires a degree in medicine, music, and psychology, which was very ambiguous to me. I didn't get it properly. And then you've explained the benefits, who requires and all. But I felt a little more emphasis on, there was a little emphasis on relaxation and calmness, while it had other benefits too, like it could ease ASD, Alzheimer's, trauma, and other mental illness. So you could add a little more research on that because this is a research and presentation speech. I felt you could add a little more research on these topics rather than soothing and calming effects of music therapy. Now coming to your delivery, your pace, pauses were so in place that I felt like it was music all the way. And then the structure was quite distorted and it had an abrupt ending. That is what I felt. You could use you could use a case study to emphasize on whatever is there, like a case study of how music therapy healed people would have given a better reach to the audience. That is all from my side, and just keep calm, don't worry, and give your speech in a very organized way. The purpose of the speech is not yet properly reached. That is what I felt. That's all from my side. Over to Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shweta. Now we move on. The next evaluator will be evaluating Toastmaster Narmeen's speech. Toastmaster Zamina, can we have you unmuted? Yeah.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Narmeen. There's a quote which says, "Speak in such a way that others love to listen to you." And I feel that Narmeen, I really enjoyed her talk today. She really she explained the month of Ramadan in a very nice way. I mean, especially through the perspective of a working mother. So we all could get that hustle and bustle that is happening during the time of that breaking of Ramadan fasting. That was really wonderful, Narmeen. You presented it very well, and you spoke very clearly, and your tone and that volume was really good when you expressed that. That was really coming out from your mind. That the way you expressed it. Then the other thing was that your speech, it was well organized. Then your starting, it was attention grabbing, especially when you when you called out the adhan and stuff. That was really grabbing the attention of the audience, and you had good transitions in your speech when, and you even sprinkled a lot of humor in your speech by like telling Panadols, having Panadols while you drink your have your food and stuff. Then uh, that night of Hagalela was all explained. I mean, presented very well. We could get that feeling of excitement and the giggles of children and all those things that was happening. You also had a very a memorable conclusion. You gave us a message when you concluded your speech by practicing, I mean, showing gratitude to all the blessings that we have in life. I really enjoyed your speech, Narmeen, and looking forward to your future speeches. And I believe that she has met her purpose of speech that she had today. Thank you. That's all. Over to you, Toastmaster Anita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zanina. Just give me a second. Now we have the last evaluator coming up, Toastmaster DTM Peter, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Chetna Kiran's Reaching a Consensus speech. DTM Peter, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
The stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster Anita, and my speaker, Madam Toastmaster Chetna. Madam Toastmaster Chetna, today I felt I was amidst a UN Goodwill Ambassador, something between Kofi Annan and Nicole Kidman, the 2006 UN Goodwill Ambassador. You came across as someone with goodwill. You were trying to make sides come together and see what is good for a club that came out understanding that perhaps only females was better for the club, but to reflect meaningfully on a better decision for the sake of the club. So kudos to you. This is what leadership is about, and this is what consensus is about. And I think you showed that. I was taken in by the way you tried to give everyone a voice, all the people, all the perspectives, all the positions. You tried to fit them all in. And that's the sign of a nice goodwill ambassador, someone who's trying to build consensus. So there's agreement, so there's harmony, and you did that. You also tried to summarize, which was also great. But how can a good speech get even better? Well, let me share with you a few things. I felt your introduction was too long. It was too long because you were winding around the corner, but not getting to the point. You needed to make a clearer purpose as to what exactly the issue was. You did eventually get to the issue, the idea of, will the club remain better off in the hands of women or in the hands of men and women? But it needed to be a lot more clearer. I had a hard time trying to figure out what the real issue was. And don't forget, maybe some of the people here were still waiting to find out where the crux of the issue was. You talked about the three areas that you felt would benefit the club if men came into the club. And you clearly mentioned more variety, more perspective, and by gender creates more confidence. So that was good. But I felt that sometimes you interrupted your speakers and you didn't actually set the rules for the discussion so that each speaker knew they had 30 seconds to wrap it up, and then you could summarize the opinions. So for example, Madam Toastmaster Anita jumped in and you kind of interrupted, and you interrupted another two speakers. Where I felt that you did it very well was when Chetna, you nicely summarized what Susan said, and then you transitioned into Narmin very well. So this was the strong area where you can summarize, transition, and summarize and transition. Overall, I believe you had a good speech on consensus building. Try to get to the point much, much quicker. Don't forget the time I nearly disqualified you. I think she was mentioning something like 20-something, 22, 23 minutes. Get to the point quicker, summarize, transition, and I am sure that you may have a role in the UN Assembly as a goodwill ambassador, building consensus around the world. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Peter. Yeah, the 23, the timing was including the summarizing, because I felt somewhere that there was a confusion in her comprehension of her timing. Like I think, understood it as seeing the yellow, she has to start putting it as putting the consensus out. What is her stand? Because I could notice that she has started giving her stand on the entire discussion. So I thought probably she had included that as well. So that is why I included her in the polls, thinking that it's 23, 24.2, which is 20 plus 3 to 4 minutes. What do you think? We had decided that 20 minutes, the entire commotion will be the discussion followed by the kind of moderation, after which there would be 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. That would be the lighting, right?
Yeah, that's right. Right now,
Toastmaster Chetna didn't get that.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Chetna, would you want to throw some light on that?
Yes, so actually the thing is, when the light turned green, yellow, red, and again green, yellow, red, so somewhere at the red, I started concluding upon the consensus activity, and after that I started giving the concluding 3 minutes note.
I mean, what was expected was you to wind up at the red and then start your consensus from then on. Because the consensus had started before the timing started. So that is why there was a repetition of green, yellow, and red for the second half, for the consensus part. I hope you understood, for the summarizing part. Okay, anyways, it's an experiment. And I think wonderful inputs from DTM Peter on this. Now we know better how to take this particular project ahead in our next attempt. So I think, what do you suggest? I will get to the polls, but since we have him here, we might as well make the most of this man's presence here. Toastmaster DTM Peter, would you want to put in a little more about how evaluations can be bettered? One thing is about the speech, the reaching a consensus speech, which you have very beautifully explained to us. The other part is, how can we get better at evaluating a speech? I'm not telling you to give a lot about it, but because you are on the road to releasing a book on evaluation guidelines, which I'm sure is going to be a great resource to all of us, would you want to give us a briefing about it before we let you go?
Yeah, well, thank you, Madam Toastmaster Anita. Here, let me just start with this specific project. This specific project was in a particular category. Number one, as you know, it was very long. So I don't know if I could really do justice to the speech project, given only 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Because think about it, if you're given 3 minutes and 30 seconds for a 7-minute speech, logically, you should be able to have more time to evaluate a speech that is 20 minutes. But when Madam Toastmaster Anita asked me, I said, let's stick to the rules, because I didn't think there's any other guidelines to getting extended a period of evaluation on this speech. But there could have been more I could have said on this particular speech project. Okay, for example, things like that the speaker at the end did not actually summarize the consensus, although she did use the tool of voting, which was good. But in the end, I felt the speaker was talking about the project itself, how this project is good because it helps build the skills of consensus. So I felt the speaker had moved away from the project itself and was commenting about the skills of the project. That was not in the project itself. The project was to build consensus and to stick to the issue. So projects like this, or let's say speech projects like these, have extra demands, both on the speaker and the evaluator. But that's the kinds of challenges we're up against if we want to improve. So the speaker did put in a lot of effort, I saw that, but I think that there could have been a more enriching reality if we could have given more feedback to the speaker, just like the area I just mentioned. Now, when we talk about speech evaluations, believe it or not, speech evaluations are extremely important. They're extremely important for various reasons. Number one, evaluation, as the word mentions, is, you add value. You add value to a speaker. But to add value to a speaker, you need to know the rules. And not only know the rules, you need to master the tools. There's no use saying, I want to evaluate and I did a great job. You have to understand what constitutes a great evaluation. And a great evaluation means having a toolbox from within which you can gather the tools you need to analyze any speech. Even world championship speeches have room for improvement. There is no perfect speaker, there is no perfect speech, and there is no perfect evaluation. So ultimately, we're all here to improve. I'm here to improve, you're here to improve. So we make an effort. So my idea is I've been working on a handbook on speech evaluations for the past maybe nearly 2 years, off and on. So my understanding is this handbook will help everyone know how to dissect, analyze, and evaluate any speech. The handbook will be like a master toolbox where you will always have the techniques and the tips to borrow from, to analyze, as I said, even world championship speeches. So no speech is above the knowledge and the whole know-how of a good understanding of what goes into speech evaluations. I'll have a note-taking framework, which I call the do-go-to framework for keeping notes, because one of the, in a sense, ignored areas is how do you keep good notes? If you want to deliver a great speech evaluation, you need to be able to keep good notes. So in this handbook, I present a little system as to how to keep effective notes on your sheet of paper so that you can draw from the notes to deliver a good speech evaluation. I also I'm working on a framework that will help you remember all the tools and the tips and the techniques that the handbook will have. And if you remember the acronym, you can automatically mentally download all the tools you need in your head, in your mind, so that when you're doing an evaluation, you can think, oh, I need to mention the framework to myself, TOME. I know exactly what TOME stands for. Now I can pull on that to get the tool that I need to dissect, analyze the speech I want to dissect and analyze. I will be presenting different tips, and I will also be showing live recordings of myself evaluating on stage. So in general, speech evaluations are a very, very good way of improving both as an evaluator and as a speaker. It's challenging, it's interesting, but it's the way to go if we all want to improve in the world of public speaking. With that, over to you, Madam Toastmaster DTM Anita.
Thank you so much, DTM Peter. I think that was a great insight, and definitely looking forward to the resources that you're going to provide in whatever format that is. Do keep us enlightened about it.
And I'm more than happy if you have a question or two, very briefly, however, if you have a question or two you want to kind of throw out at this point, if anything crossed your mind, I'm more than happy to give you a short answer so I don't take up too much time. That's with the permission of the Madam Toastmaster, DTM Anita.
Perfect, perfect. I think we do have time. This is the best thing that we can avail of. Toastmasters, if you'll just have any question about speeches, evaluations, right time to shoot it out. All, even your projects,
Can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, Toastmaster Peter. This is Shweta. I have a small question. Like, I've evaluated Toastmaster Susan just now, and I felt personally, I don't know how many of you all felt it, but I felt I was being a little too harsh on her because her objective was not properly reached. That is what I felt. I know evaluator is not the ultimate, but how to be a little, I don't know, how not to be harsh and how to be considerable on on whoever you're evaluating.
Right, Madam Toastmaster Swetha, that's a good question and a good problem you faced. But all I can say is, I feel that most people suffer from a guilty syndrome, that they don't want to give the genuine truth to speakers. What I call, whitewashing. The idea here is we shouldn't be whitewashing in a speech evaluation. We should be constructively helpful and constructively honest, because ultimately you want the speaker to grow and you want the speaker to respect the speech evaluation. So if you begin with a whole hunk of, I really loved the speech and I really enjoyed the way you did this and I really liked how you said this and I thought you were a spectacular speaker and this is the kind of speech that's going to get you to become a world champion. I think people have had enough of this. I think what people are looking for is a good, solid speech evaluation that does justice to the speech and is fair to the speaker, so that it's balanced. And don't forget now, if you constantly keep on approving everything the speaker has done, people lose credibility in you and your evaluation. So if you want to remain credible as an evaluator, the thing is you've got to be honest to the quality you're going to put into the feedback. So I would say, don't feel guilty, don't whitewash, think clearly and analytically, and give the speaker good, solid, well-balanced feedback so that the speaker can walk away and say, well, maybe she was a little bit tough, but she was fair, she was honest, she gave me feedback. Okay, sometimes you have to ruffle some people's feathers for those feathers to grow. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with that if your intent is to help them, right? So I would say, don't worry, don't feel guilty, give them good feedback and stick to it, and you will gain more respect as an evaluator, and the speaker will know that you're trying to be helpful.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Peter. That helped.
Can I ask something to go next?
Yes, please.
DTM Peter, the key to a good evaluation of feedback depends a lot, as you just mentioned, on the credibility of the evaluator. But how to not get carried away by that? Because many times you don't know if the suggestion or the feedback are actual for your improvement. I would just give a example. It happened with me when I was contesting for division speech contest. And I had panel evaluation, and which actually was absolutely different from my perspective of my speech. So up till what limit a speaker should take the evaluation and not get carried away by that?
Well, look, there are many schools of thoughts, and I've got to be honest with you on this. Everyone has a right to evaluate a speaker. You have the right to evaluate me. Somebody coming into the club has the right to evaluate me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all evaluations give the same value. It doesn't necessarily mean that all evaluations will help you as much as other evaluations. Some evaluations will help you more. Some evaluations are high quality because they have the experience, let's face it, okay? Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about the evaluation I gave you?
Yes, absolutely. I thought you really touched the point of which the kind of things were lacking. And that is what a speaker would look for the pointers where he can improve in next speech.
Could you say, and I have no problem here, I'm asking you publicly, do you feel I hurt your feelings?
Sorry?
Do you feel I have hurt your feelings, like Madam Toastmaster?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Do you feel I was honest and constructive and well-intended?
Yes, absolutely. That's what we look from. Yes.
Right. So, Madam Toastmaster Switha, I think, you know, speakers, even if they're at their icebreaker level, they understand if your intention is good. But it doesn't mean that all evaluators know as much to be able to evaluate. I think Madam Toastmaster Anita, I would like her to correct me if I'm wrong, she asked me today to come in and evaluate because she wanted me to do a good job, or at least that's what she, you know, I felt that she said, you know, I want a good job done. She didn't say this to me. I'm thinking in my head. She wanted someone to come in and evaluate the speaker on this project, and she wanted someone to do a good job, and she felt she could reach out to me. Is that correct, Madam Toastmaster Anita?
Absolutely, because this is something which is very new to us, and this is we needed somebody really good at evaluation so that the others also learn from this experience.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Chetna is the guinea pig today, but then anyone who's going to attend this speech here on will be taking in your inputs, the inputs you've given, and
Exactly. So let's say my reputation is I give well-balanced, honest, detailed, analytical feedback. That's the way I deliver my feedback. Now, other people can do the same thing, but you have to realize as a speaker how much valuable my feedback was as compared to somebody else's feedback, the panel you were with. Okay. And there are certain things that you have to understand here. You have to reflect about the feedback, right? So for example, when I mentioned to you, you know, summarize, transition, that's your role as a facilitator in building consensus. You summarize what the people said, you transition to the next group. Okay, so that's a skill, that's a strategy that you now can put into your toolbox. So next time you're a facilitator building consensus, you have to be more in the summarizing, transitioning. So I'm just giving that as an example. So at the end of any evaluation, you have to say, now, what did this evaluator leave me with? Can I take away something that I can use in my next speech? Okay, if I can, then he or she was helpful to me. If they just confused me more than ever, then that evaluator didn't really help me.
True. Yes, absolutely that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, DTM.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Susan, would you want to talk about your speech fear? Unmute yourself.
I wanted to ask, like, if the project has not met the expectation levels, I'm supposed to repeat the project, right?
I mean, that's totally your decision. Because if you, do you think that it's going to better you as a speaker, better your the way you're going to go about with the speech using those recommendations? I think you should. What do you say to DTM Peter?
Yeah, I didn't hear all of the question, DTM Anita. What did the speaker say? Ask?
If the evaluator insists that, mentions that the speaker has to repeat the speech because she's not met the objectives.
Yeah, I have come across speakers. And native speakers of English who didn't follow the speech objective. And I really don't have any right to say to the speaker, do the speech again. But I do point out in my evaluation, you know what, speaker, I just want to bring to your attention that the speech objective here was, and I read it out. However, you were doing A, whereas you should have been doing B. And I leave it to them to decide, you know, the only time that Toastmasters requires you to redo the project is when you have been disqualified because of time. Other than that, the speech evaluator cannot tell you to do it again. The speech evaluator can tell you that you didn't align your speech with the speech objectives, and then leave it to your good conscience if you want to redo it or not.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jim Peter.
And that's actually a sensitive issue, because some people get a little bit, you know, they get a little upset. But then again, you've got to read the speech objectives. If you don't read the speech objectives, you open yourself up for this kind of, commentary.
The total issue starts from the sandwich method of evaluation, which Toastmasters has talked about. So people think that we need to talk more good, always good, and squeeze in the recommendations in between somewhere. But then because Pathways is a curriculum which is evolving, what do you think, DTM Peter? Don't you think we have to be a little more candid about the objectives, whether they've been met or not in our evaluations?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Madam Toastmaster DTM Anita mentioned that the sandwich method. Well, I call the sandwich method bread, and then, I don't know, roast beef or whatever you want to call the center, vegetables, and then bread. A lot of people, pump up the bread and then give a little bit of vegetable, give a little bit of chicken tikka or chicken masala, and then they give a lot of bread, A lot of bread means, oh, you did such a wonderful job, and I really enjoyed the speech, and you made me feel like I was in Hawaii and I was going to take a vacation. And that's bread, that's giving them all the calories. But you're not helping them, because what you should be doing is going into the sandwich and looking at how the sandwich was put together. And in the handbook I'm putting together, I directly take you into the sandwich. I get rid of the bread. And I just say, this is the way you can open your speech evaluation, and then get to the tools that you need to either say that the speaker did a great job and how the speaker can improve. So yeah, the sandwich method should be used very, very sparingly, meaning very little bread and more looking at what is in the center of the sandwich. That's where the real value is. That's where the real vegetable, the chicken tikka, the mutton masala is. That's what you've got to look into. And that requires the tools and the analysis, not too much of the sandwich approach. You don't need to be pumping up too much bread at the top and too much bread at the bottom.
Yeah, that makes sense. That really makes sense. I think evaluation is the key feedback, key ingredient in public speaking. We've got this luxury of being evaluated for all our project speeches here in Toastmasters. So I think we need to make the most of it. At the same time, evaluation should be equally effective. It shouldn't be, as you said, disguised. I think anyone else wants to ask DTM Peter some questions? Or you feel you're good enough? Yeah, okay. DTM Peter, I think I'll take this time to thank you on behalf of Rendezvous Toastmasters for coming in here today and really gracing us with so much of inputs. I think you are a humble Toastmaster around, seriously. Somebody at the champion level just walking into, a small Toastmasters, a humble Toastmasters club, and giving us the time and giving us your inputs at your level. I think I'm humbled. I'm sure even my fellow members will feel the same about it. Thank you, Toastmaster DTM Peter.
Thank you very much, DTM Anita, and it's my pleasure. And I'm looking forward to seeing people grow as speakers, because that's the beauty of Toastmasters and public speaking, and challenging yourself. I think, and I came here because I know you, you know me, and I have great respect for you. And I know the effort and the love you put into what you do. And for me, I salute you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me just share the results for the evening. Yes, we have all the pollings completed. And the winners for the day. We have Chetna bagging the best speaker. We have DTM Peter, the best evaluator. We have Toastmaster Asha and Toastmaster Binani sharing a tie vote for the best table topic speaker. Congratulations to one and all.
My
And
name is Banani, B-A. If you can change that, I'll
Sorry.
share the certificate with my club. They'll be very happy to see it.
Absolutely. And which club do you belong to?
I belong to Dubai Legends Toastmasters Club.
Okay, fantastic. DTM Leos. Right?
Leo, I just have a question. May I get DTM Peter's email if I could contact you in
Sure.
future?
Yeah,
How would I?
You can put it on the chat here itself.
I'll put my email in the chat for everyone. And I also have a public speaking Instagram account, only public speaking. If you want to see what I do public speaking. And I give 60-second speeches with a takeaway message, so you can see what I do and how I deliver 60 seconds of narrative, story, and takeaway. I do a lot of these, and so I can put that. And you can follow me, and I usually answer anything you have. Peter, the public speaker, is my Instagram account.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Actually,
so I like to proclaim my Instagram account as the best 60 seconds for food for thought, right? You give me 60 seconds and I give you the best value for food for thought. Okay, so that's the aim. It's a challenge, but I can do it. I give you a speech, a narrative, and a takeaway, food for thought to start off the day, to keep you going, thinking constructively and thought-provoking thoughts. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to say a couple of sentences that today's meeting, it was posted in one of the groups, and since it's a Thursday and we are a little relaxed on a Thursday evening, I took the opportunity to get into the meeting, and I was really impressed with the group, the way DTM Anita conducted the meeting, the speaker spoke so well, and the evaluation, and of course, DTM Peter's evaluation. I was a little curious to see how this marathon speech by Ms. Chetna Kiran, I still need to get familiar with the terminology. I found them really impressive, and of course, even I too learned a lot. Well, I would invite you, all of you, to come to my club anytime. DTM Leo, if you know Miss DTM Anita, you will, I think you're familiar with Dubai Legends Toastmasters Club, and even I'm heading the club this year as a VP Education, so probably you'll see me more often on the Instagram and WhatsApp and everywhere. So that's all. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you a lot.
I'm glad that your 2 hours has been fruitful and you had take home messages from all of us out here. Thank you so much. I'm humbled. And Toastmaster Asha, would you want to say a few words? Toastmaster Asha is our incoming area director, and Toastmaster Abdul, DTM Abdul, is our incoming division director.
Yeah,
So
DTM Abdul Sattar, I'm familiar with him because he also visits my club. Toastmaster Asha, I'm glad to meet you. And maybe one of these days when the meetings take place for the club officers, we will be bumping against each other. So we'll be meeting again.
I'm sure we will.
Yes.
Asha, any words for Peter?
For Peter, only Peter? Peter, wonderful. And I love your Instagram account, the name. And I like the way you advertised it also. 60 minutes. The moment I heard 60 minutes, yes, I have to call you to see
not 60 minutes, not 60 minutes.
I mean, sorry.
People will not give you 60 minutes, only 60 seconds.
60 seconds. That's 7 minutes. Yeah. But trust me, there are people, even with 60 minutes, are not able to give their point and make their point. You know, so I'm quite interested to know how you do it in 60 seconds.
60 seconds, yes, that's the challenge. 60 seconds to deliver thoughtful, provoking, mental messages.
Yes, absolutely. And so that itself is a thought-provoking thought for me, like how to do it. So I'll go back and think.
And I have to say, I'm here tonight because of Anita. I believe in the club value, but I also believe in the face. And I know what Anita's face is worth for me. And that's why I'm here tonight, because there are many clubs that have invited me. I don't want to say this, but I will say it, that I've turned them down. Okay. And it's because of the face of Anita that I'm here tonight, because I know that she puts her heart into everything she does. So it's rare to find leaders like that. And I will say something that I want everyone to remember. And Churchill said this. Okay, because we have a lot of people pretending to be leaders. You know what I'm talking about. If you've been a Toastmaster for quite a few years, you know what I'm talking about. People who like to take the crown of leader, but they don't in any way, honor the title. And Churchill said something that I think means a lot. Churchill said, I like to learn, but I don't like to be taught. And a lot of leaders like to tell you what to do and lead the way. But when you decide to give them feedback, when you try to put them in the learner's position, they get a little edgy. They get a little uncomfortable. They get a little bit of a rash on their hand and on their back. And I think here you have Anita, who is a person who likes to listen and lead. And I think that's a rarity. And I mean that. I mean, if somebody said to me, define leadership, I think is 2 L's, listen and lead. Okay, and I think Anita has that. So I think we're all happy to be here because of Anita. That's it.
I'm really humbled to DTM Peter. And these are very valuable words for me. Investment for more passion towards whatever I'm doing. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone out here. Happy weekend. I don't know in Greece if it is weekend today or tomorrow.
We start on Saturday. Saturday.
So another 2 days for you to say happy weekend. But anyways, I don't know when this man sleeps because he's always there on the WhatsApp. So I think he belongs to a very beautiful place. I don't know when I'm going to be there. Enamoring place. And he puts such beautiful pictures on Instagram. You all have to follow him on Insta. He's there on the TED. He's there everywhere. And yeah, it is very motivating to see people who speak from the heart. A lot of learning. Yes. So with that, I think we call this meeting closed, meeting number 29. As the power vested in me as the president of Rendezvous Toastmasters, I declare this meeting number 29 closed with a big clap. And this is the end of my tenure as president in Rendezvous. There are new people coming up with excellent ideas, and I'm sure Rendezvous is going to soar high, whether the men join it or not. I hope I get a word from each of you on this, at least. Are we reaching a consensus? The men join us or not, we are going to keep this club soaring high, right? Yeah. Okay. On that note, goodbye. Ciao. Take care, all of you. See you all once again.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much, DTM Peter.
My pleasure. Have a good weekend.
Yes.
Yes, same to you, all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having all of you. Have a wonderful year ahead as well. And all the best.